Hi guys, Danny here, and welcome to this mod review of Thaumcraft 4, which I wasn't actually planning to do until someone commented saying that this version of of Thaumcraft was out, and I had to, review it right away. There aren't actually a lot of changes, but I want to get into it immediately. Oh, I do apologize for the last week where I haven't been putting up videos. I was quite sick and I had lost my voice, so that's the reason no videos have been put up. Now, in my hand I have the Thaumium. And you can see the thermometer there, it's quite different. I will be covering all of the changes. There aren't too many changes, but there are some peculiar ones. First of all, what we have here is this new thing called an aura field, which is made by the aura node. The aura field is like a giant field made by the aura node. Think of it like a magnet, where the aura node is the magnet and the aura is the magnetic field. So around the aura node is the aura, which automatically refills one. You don't have to go up to the different nodes to drain the V out of them anymore, which is very, very cool. So in that way, it's kind of like a mixture between Thaumcraft 2 and 3, which is the 2 before. Thaumcraft 2 had the field, or rather the aura, and Thaumcraft 3 had the node, which is the last one. So like I said, the node makes the aura, which I will be showing in detail. I am in a random world in survival because there are some different changes. For example, the research table. The research works the exact same way, except when you have not paper, but rather what you need is this describing tools. You need a paper in Thaumcraft 3. You don't need it now. Now all you need to do is go around with the thermometer and try to find something that hasn't been scanned yet. Now I have scanned a few things because I wanted to see how it would work. So I'm not 100% sure if I haven't scanned anything that's scannable around here. But rather, when you scan things, you don't need the paper anymore, and you don't automatically get the research note. So you have to go to the Thaumium, and it'll tell you when you have unlocked something. So it'll just say, oh, you've unlocked something in the side there, and then you click it, and it uses up one of the papers, and you get a research note. Then you go to your research table, which I've lost, and then it works the exact same way like last time, where you put in the research note in the table, and you can use the different aspects that you've unlocked in the little mini game to get the research. So just throw it in there. Well, you guys see it though. And then you guys can just put the different things in to unlock the research like last time. I'm not going to be playing this because it works the exact same way, and that is how the different research works, which like I said, isn't too big of a difference. And I'm going to be working with the cheat version of the Thaumium, so I have all of the research and items. But basically you have the thermometer there, and I'm going to find the thermometer here. Do you have to unlock it? You don't. Basically you can make it so in the exact same way, but holding F allows you to see what aspect is in the aura. So like I said, the different aura nodes now unleash a field, the aura around it, and you can see the level of aura on the top left hand corner. So right now I pressed F, and now it's showing Ignis. That's Aqua. There's a lot of Terra around, as you can see. Not too much Ordo. Not too much Perdito. No Vidium. And you can see the different ratios of the different auras. You can see there's a high percentage of Terra. And we're going back to air. So let me switch to the cheat world that I've created. Okay, here we go. In my hand I have the cheat Thaumium. You can see that it's actually structured differently, and it looks much better. It's much bigger, and it actually looks like the sky, which I found brilliant. So now you can actually grow the shards. So with this recipe here, you can create these crystal shards, and then you can just right click on anywhere, and you can grow them. And then what you can do is right click with a wand, and allows you to get the different shards. Right now I just planted this, so there haven't been much growth. But if I go over here to this naturally spawned one right here, you can see that there are loads of different ones in these clusters. So if I just right click once, I get one, right click again, I get another one. So basically it allows you to pretty much grow the shards instead of going mining and trying to find more. Okay, that's the last one there. So let's see, there's like 4 here, or rather 3 actually. So 1, 2, or rather 2 only. 1, 2. So there you go. Now you're allowed to grow the shards, or you can grow the shards, which is pretty cool. You don't have to go down mining. So it's pretty handy in that regard. Let's see. Everything here is the same. The research works in the same way. And this is also pretty much the same. And the warp and the flux works in the same way. Now to one of the main changes. You will notice in all the different wands and stuff, the capacity of everything and the cost of everything has been increased quite a while, an amount. I think the wooden wand could only hold 25 before. Now it can hold 100. So the other ones have also increased. So now the great wood holds 250. I think before it held 50 or 100 or something like that. This one, the silverwood one core, holds 500. It held, I think, 100 or 150 before. So the price and the amount of V has just been multiplied. I think it still works the exact same way, but just the actual amount has been increased, which is fine. It makes it much handier, I guess. So yeah, the amulet V can just store more V. So the price and how much anything can store has been increased. So let's look at how the new aura system works. Okay, let's see. With my thermometer, if I press S, it shows me how much the air level is in the aura. You can see that. You can see it moving around as I walk around, because depending on the closeness to the node and depending on what kind of aspects the node have, it increases or decreases accordingly. So there you go. Some places have a higher amount of the air aura, and some places have a lower amount. If I press F, you can see the different aspects in the air. There's a lot of terra here, which is, it's quite. It makes sense. We are in a desert after all. A lot of ordo. There should be a lot of fire as well, but there isn't actually a lot of fire. But that's just because the nodes around me don't have a lot of fire aspect. Oh, look, you can see it going up and down. Okay, and as we go here, you can see that this one is an ordo, which accounts for the high level of ordo in the aura, as you can see there. So this one, I imagine, also has terra and ordo, and this one also has ordo. Which one? What does this have? Let me guess. So it doesn't have ordo. It has terra. There you go. So that accounts to the high level of terra and ordo in the air. So what else? Like I said, the wand and the draining system is different. So now you don't have to go up to a aura node to drain the aura like you did before. So I have a wooden wand, and I have the fire. What's it called? Yeah, the fire wand cap. So if I right click, it will use up all of the fire aura, the fire V, and you can see it naturally increasing without me having to go up to an aura node and drain it by myself. You can see it naturally charging up, which is very handy. You don't have to go around like before. And if I go to the fire, if I look at the fire level in the air, the amount of fire level, the ignis level, and let me use up more of the fire in the wand. And if we have a look at the levels of the fire aspect in the aura, you can see it slowly decreasing because the wand is taking up the fire aspect from the aura and recharging itself. So let me just use more of it up. Okay, and we can see it going down. Now the aura level in the air is naturally balanced because of all of the aura nodes. It will take some time like before, but you don't have to charge it manually, which, like I said, is absolutely fantastic, and you can do all of the cool stuff without, running around trying to find nodes early game. You just have to make sure that you're in a good position, and if you locate where all of the nodes are, you can just go around it to charge your wands accordingly. So naturally, the new mechanic gives rise to new toys. This one here, the basic aura manipulation toy, the Totem of Dispersal, allows you to take V from a certain area and distribute it according to a very specific way. So basically it takes the aura in a chunk that you have the totem in, and it distributes it to the 8 chunks around it. So if you imagine this to be the aura, the chunk, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is where the aura is going to be distributed. So I have it here somewhere. It's not that one. It's not that one. Where is it? Where is it? I think it is this one actually. So what it requires is the water, or rather any shard at all, to be a fuel source. So now if I change it to see how much of the aura the water aspect is in the aura. Let me see. Oh, why is it so dark? Okay, it was just raining. You can see it slowly going down, and if I turn on the chunk lines, so we can see that the water level is going down in the air, the water aspect in the aura, and over here we should see it increasing, because that's what the totem does. It takes the specific aspect that you've used, the shard of the specific aspect, and it distributes it in the 8 chunks around it, taking it from the chunk that the totem is located in. So over here, it's taking up all of the water aspect here and distributing it to the 8 chunks around it. So the water aspect should be high here, high here, high here, high here, high here, and so on. So the name of the section that is used by the totem is the inner area, which is where the aura is taken from, and the outer area, which is where the aura is distributed to. So what you can do with these extra totems, the inner and the outer totem, is you can increase both the inner and the outer zones. So before, while the aura will be taken from there and distributed to there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With the one inner totem, it increases to one more. So instead of just being this chunk, it'll be all these chunks. And the 2 outer poles, instead of just being 1, it'll be 1, 2, so 2 more there. So now, because you have the 1 inner and 2 outer poles, it'll take it from this and distribute it all over here. It's actually a very simple mechanic, and if you imagine the different chunks like so, you can imagine it very simply. Basically, the totem takes the aura from this chunk here, where it's located, and distributes it to all there. And depending on how many of the extra totems you have, the little inner and the outer totems, it increases the zone where it's taken from and where it's passed on to. So the inner totem basically increases the size of the chunks that the aura is taken from, and the outer one increases the size of the place of the chunks where the aura is distributed to. It's very simple, and if you just have a read there, you will understand it right away. And we also have the totem of attraction, which is literally the opposite of the totem of dispersal. So instead of taking the aura from the inner section and distributing it to the outside, it will take the aura from the outside and distribute it in. So if you make a base for yourself, you can use this totem to gather all of the aura surrounding your house and include it to the space that you're living in. So it's pretty handy, and you can use these mini totems, these little inner and outer totems, the same way. So you can get it from a wider area, and you can use it in a wider area as well. Another thing to note is that you can only use 5 of these inner and outer totems, so you can increase it 5 more times, either the chunks that you are taking from, or the chunks that you're going to be taking it to. As you can see here, it also does mention that messing with the aura is not risk-free, and the totem has a small chance of converting V into flux. But if you use one of these guys, the stabilizing totem pole, you can decrease the chance that the flux is created. Similarly, because nodes work differently, you can't jar nodes like before, and you have to use this special machine called a node magnet to draw the node to itself. As you can imagine, the cost is quite high, and you can see it from there that the different items, you need quite a lot of different items actually, and some of these machines are quite high tier within Thaumcraft. There's also a new item added called the brass, the alchemical brass, which is made in this way, which works kind of like the Thaumium ingot, but you need it for the various machines that it's actually focused towards. With Thaumcraft 4, you will actually notice that it feels a lot more steampunky. So what's different with the alchemy section? Well, the Everfull urn is back. That was the urn that automatically refilled your crucibles for you, which was a very handy part of Thaumcraft 2 and the various Thaumcraft add-ons that I've reviewed so far. And it works the exact same way, but instead it actually also takes one aqua V from the aura to replenish for each bucket of water that it refills, which is, completely fine because the one aqua V can recharge itself from the node. I'm assuming because of popular demand you can actually dye the different Night Horse, and as it says here, it'll take on the color of any dye that you'll combine with it in the crafting table, so you can have these various different colors as you can see there. And like I've been saying, not too much of a difference, but small things which I think Asanor has learned, and the different suggestions he's gotten from people, just all that added up into one very fantastic mod. The Essentia distillation works in the same way, but the machines just look different. So instead of the different crucible and the different alembics, you have it in more of a steampunk fashion, as you can see here. The inner workings is exactly the same. You can see the various aspects that's stored in it. I am wearing the goggles of revealing, and you can see the actual GUI is exactly the same, and the different pipes and the jars work the exact same way as well. Okay, going into the Artifice section, again, there isn't too much of a difference. Looking around, you'll notice that nearly all of the items from Thaumcraft 3 is in here. Like I said, the thermometer is a bit different. Basically, I showed the function where you can see the level of a specific aura, or rather aspect in the aura. By pressing the F button, you can change what aspect you're seeing. So just showing that again, you can see the different aspects. And it's pretty simple and it's pretty handy. Okay, what else? All these guys are the same. You also have Thaumium dioptra. Dioptra. Okay, this one is actually a difficult thing to pronounce. Dioptra, or is it dioptra? I'm gonna say dioptra. And it looks incredibly cool. Where is it? It's right here somewhere. Basically, you place it down, and then you right click with a shard. I currently have the water shard in there. So then it shows me the level of the specific aspect in the aura in the 13 blocks around you. So right now you could see that where the crystal is where the block is placed. So you can see that there is a higher concentration of water V in the aura in that direction for whatever reason. I'm assuming the nodes have more water. And yeah, it's pretty handy and it looks fantastic. It has a very sci-fi feel to it. And if I open up the page, it will say that it renders the aura in a 13 chunk diameter around the specific block that you place down, the dioptra, okay? And it looks very, very cool. And like I said, if you have a different shard, you should be able to... Okay, can't take it out. Maybe I need to... No. Well, let me just place down another dioptra. Okay, oh, I already had one. Okay, and this time I'm gonna place an air shard in it. Okay. No, there you go. You actually have to right click on the shard itself, not the actual block. You can see the air aspect in the aura now. You can see it actually has a higher air aspect to the aura ratio over there. Again, similar to the water. There must be very specific nodes in those areas. So let me look up Terra. Now we have loads of Terra. Okay. So the fire shard I'm gonna place here. Okay, the fire shard in this biome is fairly even. You can see that there is a very even amount of the fire aspect in the aura surrounding the dioptra. Let's see, what else? Let's look at Ordo. Okay. Ooh, and the Ordo, there is a higher concentration of Ordo in the aura around that direction. So as you can see, it looks pretty cool. Very sci-fi feel, very steampunk, machiney feel to it. A very, it's quite a change from the different magic feel of Thaumcraft, which, I actually like. And this is for 1.8, I have to mention, which I don't think I have mentioned so far. This is actually the first time I'm playing around with mods in 1.8, and it is quite different, and it is quite, it's quite a change because of the changes in 1.8. The game is running faster for me with the higher FPS, so that's really good as well. We also have these special items, these stones, which increase or rather improve some aspect of the infusion altar. So in the 4 blocks that that make up the little arches for the altar pillars, if you place these blocks underneath them, they will improve some aspect of it. So either the speed at which the altar operates, but at a slightly higher cost. You can also decrease the infusion cost, but at a slight reduction to speed. And you know what that does? It has a higher chance of something going wrong with a little zappy lightning that blasts your item out or turns it into what's it called? Taint. And that's absolutely horrific if you're working with like Diamond in its early game. There hasn't been a lot added to the Golemancy section, as you can see there. There have actually been no golems added so far. Only the hungry chest and the specific automated items that you need these clockwork items to use. So like I said, very steampunk feel to it. And to make these items you need the alchemical brass, like I mentioned. There you go. Very steampunk feel to it. And you can make yourself the automated crossbow. And it works as you imagine. You throw arrows in it and it automatically shoots things, which I have here. And you will notice very specifically that they have hearts, so they can be killed, so you have to be quite careful about that. We also have the autocaster. Basically you can put in a wand cap and it'll automatically use the wand cap, taking the different aspects from the aura now. And you can select various settings, and you can see the range is 12 blocks, and you will also notice that it does have a certain amount of damage as well. So if I use this like so, okay. Now you will notice that these guys are on fire and they did take damage. If you want to heal them, I've noticed that using a splash potion of health actually does work out quite well. So if I just use like so, there you go. You can see that it's all fully healed. So let's see what happens. I'm actually not 100% actually destroy the items again, but we will see that now. Okay, yeah, they actually get destroyed, so you have to be quite careful about that because these guys don't have a lot of health, and they will be able to hurt each other if you actually have them close to each other. You can see that these guys were on fire because of this autocaster that was using the fire wand cap, and you can see that they actually pushed each other back as well. Okay, now the thing with the with this guy is you can actually have, as it will state here, a dispenser facing upwards, which will allow it to automatically reload itself from the inventory. So even if you run out of the 64 arrows in here, if you have that, it will actually replenish itself. But you do have to keep an eye out for this because, like I said, not only can it die and actually, get destroyed like you see here, but it can also run out of the arrows. This guy, however, will not run out of arrows because it doesn't need arrows. It'll just use the aspect from the aura and shoot the different powers from the wand cap, and that's pretty automatic as well. But do keep an eye out for the health because these guys can die and you will lose the items if you're not careful. And that is it for all of the additions in Thaumcraft 5. I might have been saying Thaumcraft 4 for the past couple of times I've said it, but yeah, this is Thaumcraft 5, and the one before was Thaumcraft 4, and the one before that was Thaumcraft 3. Like I said, this is a very short mod review because there isn't actually a lot added so far, but as the new items and the new functions come out, I will be making little videos for them. I do apologize for the past week. Like I said, I was quite sick, and yeah, thanks for watching.